Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Software Incorporated. We're just going to continue on doing what we were doing last time, which was just working on this Attila Tower, which is a very nice sounding name when you say it, Attila Tower. Yeah, um, last time we got into just sort of starting off, doing some contracts, doing some work that way, just so we could get a little bit of money, so that we could start our first software, or in this case, actually hardware. And we are actually designing the PC tower for a computer. Not probably super useful in the 1980 era, but we'll see how it sells anyways. If we go down here, we can see all software, and when we click all software, we can actually see all the software that has been released ever by any company in the history of this video game world. So if we take a look, you can see there's the PC towers, and let's see how many we have released for those. Okay, so there's a few. There's definitely a few that have been released, and they are sold and they are used, so it's not too bad overall. What we're going to do as we continue going through, you can see that our marketing is actually going to continue going up, and if it gets all the way to the end here, it will not, it will end, and I honestly don't really know what happens to it when it ends, but I don't think that, I think you want to try and release before it gets to the very end, but close to the end as possible, from what I understand. And later on, we'll hire designated marketers and programmers and artists and everything like that, and we'll make multiple teams. And if we actually go into team management, you can see here automation. When you have giant teams, you can actually just click enable, enable, and this will allow your team leaders, which you can get later on as well, to do all of that sort of work that you don't really have to do. So that's awesome. I think we're going to go ahead, we're just going to continue working on this, and we're going to wait for him to get that all done. And when he finishes that, we probably will go ahead and release another one. I'm honestly not totally sure what we're going to do after this. We could consider hiring somebody else. We could consider just working on the office a little bit and making it a little bit nicer. You can see it doesn't look very much like an office right now. And while we're actually doing this, he's one man. He's going to come in from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Just that gives us 2 extra hours of working time. If we have bigger teams, you don't really want to stretch over 8 hours. It will stress everybody out, and the result will be then that they won't actually do work, which obviously is not the goal of keeping them longer. So we don't do that when we get more people, but because we only have this one guy and he doesn't have any actual needs, it's totally fine. Now, once we hire somebody else, we're going to have to go ahead and we're going to have to build a washroom, and we're going to have to build some, break tables and some coffee and other things like that. But for this guy, at least, nothing seems to bother him. Honestly, he's very relaxed about how things are, and I think that's good. Obviously, right? I mean, we don't have enough money to care for that stuff anyways. Now, if you take a look here, this little bar sort of here, this is essentially our progress, but we can actually release, or develop I should say, at any time. There isn't a single time where it's better than, or where you can't release, just the expected quality will be lower. So if you release when the bar is here, you can see it was red. That means that the quality when we develop it will only be that good, and it will not be able to be great or outstanding or anything else. So there's that. And you can see here our monthly profits. Obviously, we're losing money over the last few months. just because, you know, we've been just spending money and time on the PC cases. Okay, so here you go. And if you spend too long developing, or designing, sorry, and the blue bar here means we're designing it currently. If you spend too long designing it, you will actually end up making it worse. And so the quality of it will actually go back down. So obviously not something we want, but it does happen, so there's that. Now you can see here we're developing it, and when we develop it, I don't know, I guess in this case he would just be, I don't know, putting it together, making the pieces. I have no idea. But when we are typically developing it, the programmers and the artists will be working, and then in the designing stage we have designers working, and then we have dedicated marketers usually working here, and then we usually have to support it after, and we take tickets. And I don't know if that'll be the case with these hardware ones, but we'll see. Because it may be the case. If you come to here, you can see where we're going to be releasing this. With each one of these, you actually have to pay a certain amount of money, I believe, every month to actually release here. But you can see some of these bigger ones, they have a lot of, oh sorry, you can see the popularity of them. So we are not releasing on any of these more very popular ones, and instead we're only releasing here on these ones. But these ones don't cost money to release on, so that is the upside to that, right? Whereas otherwise, you have to pay $2,000, $2,000, $2,000, and these all have 50 contracts though already, and so you can see that the popularity and the amount of people who are actually using them are quite a bit more. Now, it says there's no physical stores for anything we're releasing in, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to open up or I'm not going to open up, but I'm going to make a deal with them so that I can actually release with them. Because why not, right? I need it to be in a physical store, so we'll have it in a physical store. I don't know if that's actually true if we do, but I feel wrong if it's not, so we're going to go ahead and do that. He's about halfway, well, more than halfway now. He's about 3/4 of the way there. When he gets to full design there, to a full design, we're going to go ahead and, you can see now some inventory is broken, needs to be maintained. So what we're going to do in this stage, when he gets to the full design there, we're going to release. So what we're going to do now is we can hire other staff as well. Cleaning, IT, reception, cooking, and then you can also hire, the only one I haven't hired up here is cooking before. All these other ones I have. Maintenance will fix these things. Cleaning will fix, it'll clean, you can see here it's not clean. IT support, they will come in and they'll fix computers. Reception, they take contracts, so essentially they're deals here. You can see strike deals with other companies. She'll take those. And then our cook here, I actually haven't used him before, but obviously he's a cook. You can build a kitchen. I don't know, maybe we'll do it in this one. I feel like it's sort of odd to have a kitchen, but it's always possible. And then you can see temporary call maintenance, cleaning. And this is $100 and this is $50. So we'll go ahead and we'll just call both of those guys in, and they'll come in, I guess, right now. And you can see they just fixed everything up there for us. And that's obviously a good thing, that's what we want. Now we've marketed this case pretty large. We've marketed, I think, television, radio, and on the internet. And so that's going to get us a lot of, I suppose, coverage or whatever. There we are. So now it says promote, and so essentially when we promote it like this, he's going to come in and he'll work on bugs and other things like that. I don't know for the hardware, again, like I said, I haven't used it before. Yeah, so he still has to fix the bugs, which is weird, but, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's a good mod overall, and you can actually add a lot more customization into it, and I like that quite a lot. So there we go. Now we fixed all the bugs, and he can spend a little bit of time. You can see now marketing. So I guess we can wait till about halfway to release it because we don't want to actually end up losing all of our money, right? That's not going to be beneficial to us, seeing as our goal is to make money. Thing is, I don't know for sure if we're actually going to make money on this release. I do hope that we do, obviously, make money. Let's go ahead and release. So July 1981, our first PC tower was released. We spent about a year looking for it. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to start a campaign to market it again. So when we do this, this is now being released and it can be actually bought. Otherwise, it just can't be bought. So it is good, obviously, that it's releasing. So you'll spend a little while working on that, and we'll see, I guess, next month or June or wherever, tomorrow when he comes in, if it sold any units and how many units it sold. Yep, good. So product, Attila Tower is a masterpiece. It's a beautiful piece of engineering. Of course, I can't blame them for saying that. We spent a lot of time, we spent about a year working on that. And you can see, this did not happen to me last time, I will not lie. I did not get $500,000 off of my first release. I'm obviously very happy that that worked out. So with that happening, I think it would be good now. We'll wait for the next day. And in the next day, when he leaves and we hire more units or sell more units, we're going to go ahead and we'll start to work on the building. We'll actually start building the building a little bit more. Like I said, there's not a lot of customization options in this, which is, it's okay. It's not necessary, I wouldn't say, but it is nice always to have a lot more options, and I've downloaded some mods that can give us some more rooms, some more building options, essentially. So let's go ahead now. Let's just get rid of this altogether. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna go down here to the desks, and we'll use a desk. I like this sort of braider desk. And we will, I guess, if we're gonna hire somebody, we're gonna need another room, honestly. We're gonna need a bathroom, which is cool. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get that. We're gonna get our door on there, and we'll just put it there. So I don't think it matters too much since it is only a door, and it doesn't have a lot of option placements. And let's find some, come on, a light. Where's the lights? There we are. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put a light, let's put it in right there, and we're gonna change up the style of this room as well. There we are. Whoops, I want to change that flooring. Let's go with this one. This one. There, you can see it there. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I haven't used this one before, so we'll do that one. For the room color, we'll go with sort of like bluey. Oh man, that's not what I want to do. There. Okay. So we're gonna go with a sort of bluey sort of color. So there we are. Maybe like a whitish even. And I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. That'll work. And we'll just copy that. Go into floor. And we'll put that down. Sorry about that. That does not look as good like that, in my opinion. Which is weird that it's actually the same. Because it should be the same color, shouldn't it? Yeah, that's odd. Let's just do it manually. There we are. That looks nice. Sort of. I don't know. They kind of look different colored. And I wonder if that's weird. whatever. We'll leave it. It's not a huge deal. I think it might just be from the lighting or something like that. I'm not totally positive, to be honest. Alright, cool. And then on this side over here, we're going to go ahead, we're going to put in... We could go ahead and put in a little table where we're going to have some, I don't know, coffee and other things like that. So we'll go ahead and we'll check that out. I don't really like that one, so let's go ahead and boom, boom. That should be good. That's 2 there, and we'll go ahead, we'll put down a coffee maker. Let's get a vending machine as well. Why not, right? I mean, we have the money for it right now, and we're not going to be hiring, like, too many people right now, at least, so it's whatever. Get a little picture. And we can just go with the standard coffee or the espresso machine. Let's go with the standard. You can also go with the instant coffee, but we're going to go a little better than that. We don't need to go and limit ourselves completely. We also need a toilet in there. I can't even put it there. I don't really enjoy this about the game, but you actually can't put lights over top of objects, which, is somewhat of a pain, but again, it's an alpha, and I don't know, maybe they'll think of a way around it, maybe they won't. If they do or they don't, it's not a huge deal. I do hope though that they add more to it, add more content into it. That's my biggest hope. But I think honestly that they may need to actually be spending more time right now on the actual mechanics of the game itself, and making sure that they somewhat polish those. I mean, it's good as it is. It's not bad at all. It is actually quite good. But obviously, when you get into it later on and you start making money, that you kind of run out of things to do. So I don't know. Maybe in that sense, they just need to add more. And if they don't, then I mean, obviously, it's not the end of the world or anything like that. But I think that people would enjoy if they did that. So now we have a fan over there. I don't want it there though. Let's put it there, because like I said, you can't have it over top of things, which, like I said, isn't great, but it is the truth. You can't, and it's not ideal, but it's not a huge deal either. Let's actually, I take that back. I don't mean to do what I just did here. I have yet to do one where they each get their own sort of office. So let's go ahead, give them their own office, right? Why not? If we only have a few designers and these people are kind of the heads of the company, they're the big owners, everything like that, why not, right? There's no reason not to, in my opinion. You can also merge the styles, unify styles, there. And you can see now we need a door on there. And so we'll go ahead and we'll put a little bit of stuff into each office, and we'll add a little back. 500, 3,000. I really don't want to put myself bankrupt just because I'm spending a lot of money right now. I mean, it's obviously possible, but like I said, obviously, I don't want it. I don't think it will happen just because I'm spending money on building. I don't think, a huge deal, especially when we have a fair bit of money like we do right now. I think, honestly, for this one, we're going to stick with making computer hardware. I think the name Attila fits that. It's it seems very computer hardware-y, It does, in my opinion, at least. Let's go ahead and get some of these. If you can hear my mouse clicks, I'm sorry about that. No more offices necessary. Let's go ahead and get another door, though. That is something we want to do. Boom, boom. We can make these, let's put a little bit of a window. Let's put windows on the sides here so that they can sort of see into the hallway or whatever. Get a window there, get a window there. Let's go ahead now and put down some lighting as well. And we'll put the lights right here because when they're working in here, it's... you know what? I think I actually have a better idea. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put down a desk. We're gonna put two, one there, and one over here. And then we're gonna get a computer, obviously two, put it there, and put one there. And we can just copy all this stuff later on, and we can actually just copy the entire room. We just have to turn it into a blueprint, which when we go through the process, obviously I'll talk about how we're doing that. But obviously right now it's not super necessary to do that, just because it isn't. I think I want to go sort of brown since everything else is that sort of same color. Cool. Oh man, good thing I copied that color. There we go. Cool. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put we just want to put some other decorations into some of these rooms. So I guess this guy can go with a bookshelf there, and I think we're gonna go with more of an artist over here. And you can actually go down here and you can see, you know, drawing tablets, and oh, I don't like that though. And that will kind of designate them. It will increase the efficiency. So I guess honestly, whatever. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit out of the way or whatever, but it's not a huge deal. If it was, obviously I wouldn't go with it, but it won't ultimately make a huge difference either way. So we're just gonna go ahead and put it in. Now there's only one in-game painting as well, so that's sort of, I guess, odd. Because you would think that there would be, I guess, more, but there isn't. There's only one, as it stands at least. But there is a few that you can download. I think there's only, yeah, I think there's only the two. But, you know, whatever, it's not a huge deal. Now, if these guys start to feel like they are, I guess, if they start to feel as though they are not, like, they're not having enough social needs or whatever, we're gonna have to go ahead, I think, and just, fix, like, we're gonna have to maybe change the office. I didn't actually realize that until just right now, that could potentially be a problem. But it is a very, it is a possibility. I don't know how likely it is. I can't really say, but yeah, like, it is a possibility. It's not probably gonna be our problem right now, at least, but it could be a problem in the future. So, you know, it's not a huge deal. We'll fix it as we get to it, but it could be. I guess if they really need to, we can add a water cooler. Actually, let's go ahead and add a printer. So you can see we have printers, and they'll actually come out here and they'll talk and stuff like that during, you know, their time and everything like that, so that's kind of cool. Let's just put one of these as sort of like their spare one off, just stuff out of the way there. And we'll put a garbage down as well. You can see now we have our air conditioning, which will cool off the whole building, and then we also have radiators in the rooms. So we're going to go ahead back, and we are still marketing. So what we're going to do, we should be making money after today. Let's see how much. Let's see how many units we've sold of that on our first sort of week. 11,000 in the first week, so definitely not bad. Definitely not bad at all. There we are. So we've made a little bit of money again. Not nearly as much, though, So we're gonna have to get working on another one. But before we do that, we're gonna actually be looking for, let's check our own guy here, Clarence Shelby. So he's really good with coding, and he's pretty good with design. Actually, he's, I guess, even almost about even on both of them. Art, not so much. He's not as good. Let's go ahead, we're gonna look for an artist. And that's what I thought we'd need. Let's go ahead and get a physical artist. His salary? 2,000. There we are. 2011. We're going to be looking at the overall skill, the specialization, his personality. And yeah, like I said, I haven't hired a physical artist before, which is cool, you know, it's whatever. So that would be kind of cool to see the ways that he is good or whatever. Okay, let's get the guy with the highest skill. He has good compatibility. He's 45% skills. He's quite social. He's fairly independent, which is good. He's a fast learner, and he's pretty stressed. I'd rather take somebody who's less stressed and... Here, hang on, actually. Yeah. So I'd rather take somebody who's less stressed and needs more time to learn than somebody who is more stressed and needs less time to learn, right? Because otherwise they just don't work. They work for a while, then they end up not working at all. So Ty Sawyer, welcome to the office. We'll hire him. Yeah, he won't come in today, but he will come in tomorrow. So when he comes in tomorrow, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get working on our next one. So he's just marketing this today, I guess. I don't think that we're gonna continue that as our sort of main priority or whatever. Instead, we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna get working on another piece, and we could go with. Oh man, we could go with. Computer, monitor, memory. We're gonna wait for computer. We want to make all our parts before we make a computer, so we're gonna go and do that. So we worked on a case. We could do this. I don't know if that's what we want to do though. We could work on memory, storage, like we could work on a monitor. I don't know, it might be somewhat simple to do. And you can see here the innovation as well, so it's not like I'm just spending all my time on sort of, you know, like nothing useful, right? Because you can see the innovation and the stability and everything like that, and the usability of it. Obviously, right now it's very high, which is it's good. Okay. Fan control, connectors. We could go with a motherboard. Okay, I'm just thinking here. Processor, office software. You know what? Let's just do a monitor. I think it'll be easy. I'm not sure. So, yeah. We'll see how it actually ends up being. So, it should take, okay. 3 programmers. So this should take about a year to make. I don't know if we want to go with something that's going to take about a year to make. Memory, you can see here again. You know what, yeah, let's go with memory. Less than a year, it'll take 1 designer, 2 programmers, and 0 artists apparently. But we've hired an artist anyways, so whatever. He can help us out, and he will. He'll still work on it with us, so it's not a big deal. Anyways, so recommended designers, 1, recommended programmers, 2. We will have a total of 2 people working on, I guess, both, and one of them's pretty good at design. So we have an audience of 116 million, which is nice that we'd actually, because when you usually do, you have to choose a software and your dependencies, and based on that, it usually varies. It doesn't let you, it limits the amount of consumers that you have that you're able to reach, and obviously that's not great. But yeah, it's nice with this that it just it continues to, I guess, like it continues to reach lots of people. Yeah, let's do this. There's not a lot we can choose from, which is totally fine. Let's just develop it anyways. Oh, name, that's right. Oh, I almost forgot all this stuff here. Okay, so product name, Attila memory, and later on when we start developing new memory and stuff like that that's a little bit better, we will go ahead and we'll add, we'll add more fancy names. But because it's 1980s right now, we just want to go with simple, easy names. 99. We're gonna not overprice our stuff. The innovation is medium, stability is high. That's good. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to overprice everything right now, just because I want people to actually, want to buy this or whatever. So there we are. We're working on our memory. You can see in our first sort of day, it's gonna be designed, I believe, relatively quickly actually, from the looks of it. So that'll be good. Let's see how much we can get there. Let's see. Okay, so there we are. You can see here that we have our other new employee. His name is Ty Sawyer, and you can check out his stats here. He's 30. He's making a salary of $2,000, I guess, a year. His efficiency is 167%, and his satisfaction is about 100%. So it's actually quite good for him there, and I think that everything's gonna go good in that way. And we'll see if later on he starts to sort of feel lonely or whatever. And if he does, then like I said, we'll handle that. Anyways, we're coming along here. We're making money through the days now, which is good. That was really quick actually that we started making money. We've now sold 16,000 units. We're not making, we're not making a lot of money off of it now. We're not actually making a good amount of money, but we are making money still, and that's obviously a good thing. So we're going to continue marketing the Attila memory and the Attila tower, and we're going to work on the Attila memory here. And as we go through doing that, this one will continue to sell until we decide we don't want it to sell anymore. It'll continue to sell, and it will not. It won't stop. Like, it will continue. It can continue for years and can continue until the end, which is something I really like about this game, that you can actually continue to sell things for years and years. I mean, obviously, you start to run out of profits eventually, and you don't necessarily need to sell it as much, but yeah, it happens. Okay, there you are. See? It's not really making a lot of money now, and it's only been kind of a few months since we released it. Let's see here, though. When did we release this? July 1981. It is December 1981. So it's not even been a full year yet since we released it. It's not making a profit. But because I don't want to just drop it off the market right now, I kind of want to keep it out there. I want to keep our name out there or whatever, and keep our recognition, like it says here. Keep our fans. I'm not going to drop it off, and I'll just continue to sell it for now. We do have enough money to get by, so I'm not really worried about that. You can also see here our fans. I forgot to talk about this, but just the more fans we have, the more people who will buy our stuff when it comes out, which is obviously a good thing. I think we'll just continue on the next episode working on Attila memory, and continuing to sell that, and then I think, you know what, we're gonna want to make all the computer parts. That's what we're kind of going for. We're gonna have to hire more people though to make big things like, the motherboard and stuff, because we do want to make kind of the best quality stuff that we can while we are doing it, except for obviously the case. But we do want to make like the best quality stuff and kind of have the best quality out there, because that's ultimately what we're going for, is having high quality computers, and we're gonna try and sell those parts. I think it would be good if we made, lower end, medium end, and higher end stuff. so that anybody can buy whatever they need, but that will come with time. Of course, right now it's the 1980s. It's very very early into the whole stage of computers in general. People don't own computers generally, at least, um, which is cool. So we'll continue on with that next episode. Thanks for watching. Subscribe or don't. Um, Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I think I'm going to start another one, just so that I have something else to do than just play this. I don't know though. Um, but I want to do something like I said, somebody said to do Planet Coaster, and that's a good idea. So I wanted to do that anyways, but I'm waiting for it to come out on Steam in November. I don't know if I can now actually play it. I knew that you could buy it before, and I think you could play it, but I don't know if you can do that anymore. Anyways, yeah. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Tell me what you thought. Tell me if there's something you'd fix. Tell me if there's something that you would do differently. Tell me if you like something. Whatever. It's up to you. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.